Awesome. So today's webinar is really exciting. Thank you, Victoria Tabak from Nature Pierce Clinical Skincare. We are here discussing how to better connect with your client on a deeper level to obviously grow your business. That's the objective, but we're going to take a really deep dive on how to do that. We are going to cover 6 points that you could easily implement into your business today, like today. But I want to just give a little intro to Victoria because you're just such an amazing soul. Not only are you a formulator and the owner of Nature Pure Clinical Skincare, but you also have your own practice. You've been an esthetician in the business for 20 years, and
A
you're
little bit less, but
I know a two-time international award-winning esthetician. Tell me about that. I just want to know really quick so that people can.
so that was the international competition, the Skin Games. So
Oh
it was
yeah,
so
okay.
crazy. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to do it, but it was a really rewarding experience because it was so challenging.
Oh, wonderful, and congratulations on that.
Thank
And
you.
here, what I love about our topic and what I love about your background, the fact that you hold a master's degree in business and also a minor in chemistry, which is what makes you such a brilliant formulator with your father. But, and the topic today is it's not just business, right?
Yeah.
It's and so tell me in your years of schooling, did we talk about how to better connect with clients?
Absolutely not. That is the absolute last thing. But I'll tell you more. I got out of business school, which was, by the way, already in itself over a decade ago, and I felt like I had no idea about anything. And most importantly, I had no idea how to run a business.
Isn't that funny how it's like it's wonderful to hold a degree, but then it's like, well, what the heck, and how do you run it? Because now we have to not deal with people. We have to deal with people. We have to build relationships.
I
So
think when it comes to the business education side of it, but when it comes to anything, you have to take the facts, you have to take the knowledge, you have to take the education, and then figure out how to implement it in a way that's personal to you and personal to your business. Because business is important. It's important to understand the concepts, and it's important to understand how to run a business. And by the way, the education is very important, but the way you really learn how to run a business is by taking risks, is by doing things, figuring it out, not knowing what to do, and then make mistakes, and then know how to do it better the next time around. So when it comes to that, but the very kind of square look at business and a business degree, it's, depending on the business that you're in, but not our business, not beauty, not wellness. This is a very personal field that we're in, and I am a very, very strong believer in my way of everything. Is that there is no such thing as it's just business. And for anybody who says that, I mean, unless you are just can really, really, really disconnect, which is very hard to do. It's impossible. We are all human beings. We all have our emotions at play. We have our thoughts. We have all of these things at play. And when something goes wrong, we get upset. We get frustrated. We get disappointed. So how do you just, it's just business it up? Unless if you can disconnect on that deep level, more power to you. But at the same time, if you can disconnect so much, you have difficulty connecting in other aspects. If you're kind of on the ground, building the clientele, if you're just running the business somewhere outside of the business, then it's not as critical. But yeah, so it's not just business, it's business, it's human relationship, it's our feelings, it's our emotions, and most importantly, it's our energy is I don't know, you know I'm sure all of us have experienced it. We think about somebody and we'll reach out to them, or they'll reach out to us, and we're like, oh my gosh, how did you know that I was thinking about you? That's, energy is a very, very powerful thing.
it really is. So let's dive into it because I think we live in such a distracted world. I think that between internet, just wanting to automate things, we're losing that connection. And our business, especially, is built on relationships.
Right.
So let's go into all the points because we have a bunch to cover. So
Yes.
like point number one, Victoria, what's your secret sauce to how
Okay.
you built and
So,
yeah.
so the first thing is something as basic as I find that it's really important when clients, obviously for me, it's from a side of a skincare brand, but it all kind of works similarly, that clients feel like they can always reach you personally. Even if they can't, the fact that they feel like they can, it takes away that whole, the owner or the boss or the person running it is somewhere over there disconnected. It becomes, you always want it to be you and your team together with your clients, not you against your team or you and your team against your clients. You are kind of all one. Like for me, I always say the Nature Pure family. That includes my staff, obviously, my staff and myself, part of that kind of umbrella, but and our clients and everybody. That is the Nature Pure family. So you're not, it's not you against anyone. It's you with. You're all together and you work together in a way that can experience an almost outer body experience every time they come to you, which is maybe a very high standard, but you always want to aim for the highest. And then just everybody works together to deliver results, but so that your clients feel really, so that your clients feel really, really good as well. What happened there?
My chair. I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
oh, that was good. Okay. I'm here. Sorry.
So to practically implement that, have a phone number, whether it is your extension or whether it's a line. Even if even with my line, my assistant usually covers my line, but I always tell everybody that I work with, if you need to reach me and you call and you can't reach me, just say, please have Victoria call me back, and I'll always reach out. And a lot of times everybody knows that you have a lot of things going on, but they appreciate the fact that you are available for them if need be. So does that make sense?
It does. And I think maybe some people might be thinking, oh my gosh, I have back-to-back clients. I don't want people to have access to me, but it's not the actual access. It's just, and maybe one or two might, really take advantage, but it's the feeling that you're giving that client that you are available. And even if they are reaching out to your team or even if it's email, I mean, I feel the same. Everybody has my phone number. They know my addresses. I'm just like an open book, They have access to me. They'll reach out to me in various different ways. So I'm still that kind of a person where I like that connection.
Right. And there are two other things to consider and remember from that side. You should, just because you are available to them, it doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's going to take up more of your time. And if you do end up dedicating the time, surprisingly, you'll be shocked by how amazing it feels when you're able to make a difference for somebody. They reached out because they needed your help or they had a question, and you were the source of being able to resolve something for them. That's A. B, as far as time goes, and this is something I'm always reminding myself about also. I think back before I had 3 kids, I felt like I had just as little time as I have now, but now I have so much more things going on. And the time has not changed. It's still the same 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a week. So, we will never, ever, 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 ever feel like we have enough time. That's just kind of like, and that kind of goes into prioritizing, or even if not about prioritizing, but coming to terms with like, this will be first, this will be second, this will be third. And if I don't get it done, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. That's something that I'm constantly struggling with, because I beat myself up with all the things I didn't get done and all of the things I wanted to get done. Then I'm like, I did not set realistic goals for myself. So,
oh my gosh, yeah.
we have to, and I'm speaking to myself too, we have to set realistic goals for ourselves. And if we don't meet necessarily those goals to the T, we have to be flexible. We're human beings. And again, I'm talking to myself as well, because every day I still end up setting unrealistic goals for myself. I think that I can do more than is possible in the 24-hour, or I need to sleep less than that. Let's say like 18-hour day.
Yeah, for sure. But it's really true, Victoria. And we do make time for the things that are important to us. I think busy, that term busy has become like the new cuss word. Like, I'm so busy, I'm busy. We're all busy. And but we do make time for the things that are important to us. You're proof, because my mommies are like, I bow down to you. Kids and running a business. I mean, come on, we do it all. And but I love that. So point number one is really,
point number one, even if you can't get on the phone, a text message can take 2 seconds. Like, shoot them a quick text message and let them know that, whatever it is, but so they know that they can reach you. You're not just somewhere far away. You exist, and that's that. And and another thing that I want to point out also is that a lot of the estheticians and spa owners, started out as a one-man show. Many are still the one-man show, but how did you do when you were a one-man show? They want to still feel like you're that person that was there when they fell in love with you to begin with. So even if obviously you're busy, you don't have time, but create a space where they don't feel that. They don't feel how busy you are. You are busy, Right.
We have to set up the illusion almost, right?
Right.
So with point number 2 with get on the phone, oh my gosh, said that, I just was like, oh my gosh, yes. But we have some resistance with that, I think, especially with the younger generation. So can you speak to that? Because, how is the phone different from like a text message?
So, as far as getting on the phone, I love getting on the phone. My first point about when there is resistance, don't go against the resistance. If somebody doesn't want to get on the phone, it's not right or wrong. Do it their way. But there are a lot of people who would like to get on the phone, but they just are never given that opportunity to get on the phone. So with the younger generation, texting for them is like speaking on the phone. Do it, how does that phrase go, when in Rome, or something like that? Like, do it. Yeah. Do it their way. But there's a lot of people, I'll tell you, I had an example. This happens all the time. Sometimes text messaging or emails might come across with such a harsh tone. And meanwhile, like, if you would have said it, it would have been like the sweetest kind of remark or the sweetest request. But when it's in a written form, it sounds so stern and so cold and impersonal. So, that's why sometimes I'm like, this sounds harsh. Right there, that's for me. Get on the phone. If they can't pick up, then I'm like, okay, plan B. How do we soften up the tone here? But instantly, get on the phone. If something sounds harsh, or even going into whether it's with clients or whether it's with your staff, I find that a lot of spa owners are also communicating with their staff now over messaging. Even for myself, it depends on, we have like a whole messaging internal system in the company. But if it's something that's like delicate, I'll get on the phone and I'll explain to my I'll explain to my staff, who they're, by the way, amazing. Can we get this done? And again, set realistic goals for yourself, set realistic goals for your staff, and also when it comes to your clients as well. When it comes to your clients as well, you always wanna know what's true to them. Not why you're excited about something or why you love something. That I had trouble coming to terms with that, because every single product and formula that my father and I create, we put so much love and so much passion into it, and so much everything. And I found that, and this was like a big breakthrough for me, but I found that I was constantly bringing forward why I love it so much. And that was a huge breakthrough, getting like, who cares why you love it? Why would your clients love it. Why would your client's business benefit from it? So it's the same thing. Always listen to your clients, listen what's going on for them. If they have something personal going on where it's like their own tragedy or their own kind of amazing breakthrough in their life, listen and speak back to them whatever it is that they're saying to you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. You know, you hit something that it's so true, like even in text, even in like the esthetician forums, you know, when comments and, you know, I don't think that sometimes the text is meant to be harsh. Sometimes it is, but I think you're right. I think, you know, getting lost in translation. So cleaning up that communication, there's only so many emojis, right?
Right.
You know, I mean, let's face it, 70%, is it 70% of communication is nonverbal? So you know, our facial expressions, our body language.
Right.
And so, and then the rest, you know, another big portion of it, I can't remember the percentages, but is tone. So when you get on the phone with someone, you're right, the influx is going to be different and you're going to come across differently. What I love on my phone that I use with my coaching clients too, is you can hit the record button to send a text.
Yes.
And sometimes I prefer that because I never, ever, ever want there to be miscommunication. Like, especially if I'm, you know, coaching through something tough and, you know, so I want them to hear my voice. I want them to hear.
Maxine, I'll tell you more to elaborate on that. And I discovered this feature maybe about a year ago, and it is a world of, especially for local businesses, you have this feature on your phone to record a video. Okay, it is insane. And if your client, whatever it is going on, you can record a little video. I lately have been loving this feature for recording. I love to sing when it's someone's birthday. I love to sing happy birthday. As long as this goes back to the schedule. Down, you guys. This goes back to finding time in the schedule, but I've been kind of really trying to be on top of it. And I'm sorry if anybody's watching this whose birthday may have missed. but I try. I'll just get on there and or another thing, if somebody has an appointment coming up, or if somebody, I believe that it's really good practice, not just when you do a harsher kind of like a peel procedure, but even if you're doing just a rejuvenation kind of follow-up, not just for the corrective treatments, but I usually recommend follow-up the next day, and then follow-up either in a week. And also, which I think probably everybody already knows, but when you're done with the session, it's usually a good idea to ask them, do you wanna book your next appointment? But I think everybody's kind of on the same page with that. But in whether it's in a couple of days, like send them a video, like, hey, I just wanted to see how you're feeling, how's your skin, and it'll be fun. They'll usually, you know, they send pictures back of their beautiful glowing skin, but use that video feature. The voice feature is awesome, but nothing beats that video messaging feature. It's really, really powerful.
That is an amazing tip, you guys, because I mean, can you think about, like, no one's really doing that. I mean, no one's really doing that. It's like a special little message that, oh, I love it. Okay, great. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I love number 3 because I've actually been practicing number 3 since our last talk, when we talked about this back in July when we were curating what we wanted to do for this webinar. So can you? Yeah.
So this is for any of our Nature Pure family and clients. They probably know I am notorious for this, but first of all, you have to be very, very genuine in everything. Like if your mood is off, first reset yourself. But the tip is take like 5 minutes, realistic, say if it's 2 minutes, set a realistic time frame for yourself in the morning after you do whatever you do to kind of start your day. Have that part of your morning routine. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, send a message or a voice message, just something, whoever pops it. So just sit down and think about who pops into your head in those 5 minutes and whatever, and then think about something that makes you smile about them or something that you appreciate about them, and send them a message. Send out that positive energy. It will completely set the energy of your day. Another thing is that you never know what anybody else has going on for them. And I know I've had cases even where I would have somebody a week later message me, I have this and this going on, and it made a difference. So not only, it made a difference for them, but in a kind of selfish way, you feel like everything you do has that much more meaning and purpose as well, that we're not just someone's, skin specialist or whatever it is, but it's something that is very personal, and not only it gives greater meaning to you, but also it's something that sets you apart, because there's a lot of amazing estheticians out there. So then what sets you apart? What sets you apart is that you have a kind of relationship that is so personal for you and your client that is kind of irreplaceable, besides for, the many other ways that you can bring value to the client. But that's kind of a whole other conversation. But it allows you to really, as a human being, have greater purpose in every single person that you encounter, every single person that you treat, every single person, client, your staff, everything. And that goes to not that little trick. It's not just for your clients. It's just anybody in your life. That little trick can change everything.
Yes, it's so true. I just had this conversation with a marketing. I'm putting together my print booklet for the summit, and we're talking about business and relationships. And the truth is, and I remember saying this even to my team when I had hairstylists and nail artists and massage therapists and estheticians when I had my spa. And, this one top hairstylist, he just thought he was all that. He was all that, but he was always late. He just didn't appreciate, he did amazing work. But the thing is that the clientele started to decline because people come to you first and your craft second. And the second that you don't have that love or appreciation, or you're losing that connection, I don't care how rock star of an esthetician you are or hairstylist you are, it's not going to, it just doesn't connect, right? So people come to you first and your craft second. And that's really the truth. So yeah, that's why I love this so much. It's just taking 10 minutes out of your day to say who organically, genuinely pops into your head. It could be
and it's so funny, more than half of the time you'll get that response of, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. It's insane how powerful energy is.
Yes.
It's the fact that they even popped in your head. I'm telling you, more than half the time it's they're thinking about you too. So it's, it just fuels and spreads that just positive energy. It becomes very, very contagious in a way that can reshape everything else around that.
I love how you included personal life and professional life in that little exercise as well. I think it's important. I think our personal life mirrors, our professional life. So it's one in the same. Sure. Okay, number 4.
That was that the tip? Let me see.
Social media.
Yes. Guys, please take my advice. Use social media, okay? And what do I mean by that? People usually put on social media their highest points and their most difficult points. Not a lot, maybe somewhere in between, but first of all, follow your clients. Watch what they're, watch what's going on, because then you'll know what is important to them. And I was telling Maxine before an exact example, and then I'll go into the different things that you can see. But one of our spa clients, or spa part of the Nature Pure family, I saw that she was constantly posting on social media about her daughters, that it was something very, very important to her. And I saw that her oldest daughter was leaving to the Army. So what I did was I put together a shipment with a personal note. Personal notes are very, very big thing that makes a difference. And I sent her product that I know works really well for a wide range of skin, and I sent it to her, and I said, this is a gift for your daughter. By the way, I get, every time I get goosebumps from this, but I was like, this is a gift for your daughter before she leaves to the army. And I did this from my heart, like from, you know, but of course from a business side, there was that ripple effect because it meant a lot to her. But for me, I saw it something important to her. This is somebody that I work with, and every client, every partnership that we have, again, it's not just business, it's personal. I like to know what's going on with you in your life, what's going on in your business, and it kind of, whether it's on from the brand side or from the, you know, spa owner side. I saw what's important to her, and in a way, it's kind of important to me too, in a way or not, but you know, I knew this is something that would make a difference for her, and of course, it really made a difference. It really made a difference because that is a point that is very important to her, her relationship with her girls. So when I say, you know, use social media to your advantage, if you see that somebody has something going on, see what you can do. Maybe just as simple as reach out and, you know, is everything okay? What's going on? Or just send somebody some positive vibes or positive energy. Or if somebody is like so excited, they want to share some amazing news, like at the top of the mountain, give them that opportunity. Reach out and, hey, you know, what's going on? I hear you have some amazing things going on, you know, so it doesn't have to be something as like, you know, I obviously, for me, my heart was like, I want to send her daughter something, but it can be something as simple as, you know, see what's important to your clients. And there's a lot of things on social media. Watch your clients, follow your clients, see what's important to them. And when you talk to them or when you see them, let them know that what is going on in their life matters to you, because if you know what's going on in their life, then obviously it does matter to you. So does that make sense?
It does. It's like, it's not just following to follow, it's really showing interest and that we care. And we were talking about that a little earlier, is like, you can't fake empathy. You can't fake like, oh, you know, so I think genuinely following your clients and having,
I'll tell you, actually, something that you just, I'm sorry, I'm like sweating here, but something to mention about what you said, where you can't fake empathy. You absolutely can't fake empathy. We are all human beings. We are all emotional creatures, but sometimes we might experience something where we feel like we can't connect. My greatest advice is that if you can't connect, work on what is it that is blocking. It is probably something that you are struggling with yourself. Maybe you're overstressed. Maybe you just need some reconnecting with yourself. Maybe you just need to take a day to yourself, because it's very difficult to connect with someone. It's very difficult to experience with your clients the joy and everything else if you feel like you are disconnected with yourself. So all of the advice and everything I said works if you are connected with yourself. So maybe all of those different, send yourself a text message, you'll get a good laugh from that, you know. But seriously though, do something for yourself that can reset yourself. So then that will allow you to connect on a much different level, on a much deeper level with your clients, with your staff, and everybody else around you. It all ripples. You know, one area that's working will ripple into everything else. One area that's not working will ripple everywhere else too. And if the area that's not working is you, then it's you that you need to reconnect with first.
We had a really good question, Kelly. Thank you. She says, what about clients' privacy? I don't want to be intrusive by following them.
Okay. So that's a very good point. So first things first, and I think this is something that's true to me, and this is something that I had to overcome as well. I think that we naturally, I don't know if it's just shaping by society, but we've all become very conditioned that we are inconveniencing somebody by reaching out to them. I know even for myself, even if I just want to call and say hello, I'm in the mindset like I genuinely, I care about this person. uh, First thing that I want to say is never do something that does not feel natural. You always want to do what feels natural. But secondly, if it's a private account, okay, I actually realized I see the messages.
Yeah.
So going specifically into Instagram, if you always follow your instinct is like nothing else, no matter what anybody can tell you. If you genuinely, if you're following the client because you have an ulterior motive, obviously we want to connect deeper, but it's not just because this is a client of mine. I see them and I'd like to stay connected genuinely. Then reach out. But if it's purely you're like I don't like this person, then don't reach out. But with the
Right.
private, send them a message. Be like, hey, something like specifically to them. Oh, it was great seeing you, da 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 da. Or something that they're like, okay, this person genuinely is reaching out to me. I've had experiences where I literally, I'm like, oh, I just want to reach out and connect. And somebody's like, why? What's your purpose? I'm like, really? Nothing. But if you don't feel comfortable, that's okay. That's another thing, being okay with being rejected. If you think that you might have a client that their account is private, a lot of people have their accounts private just because they're not looking for the big social media,
Like
you
we
know,
are, right.
they want their family and everything else. But if you look at it from a perspective, well, they're coming to you as your client, then technically you are already in their circle of trust, which allows you every right, if you are genuine about it, to reach out into their private world of Instagram without, if you think they might be offended, maybe next time they're there, oh, by the way, you're on Instagram, right? They'll tell you, oh, this is just for my family members. Well, then there you go. That's the answer. But if, you mention and they're like, yeah, I'm on there, then it's not a rejection. If it's a rejection also, that's okay. Everybody has, their own thing that they're okay with. But if they are like, yeah, of course I'm on there, they're probably thinking, oh man, she's probably thinking, why didn't I send her a friend request? So it's not like, oh, why does she want to be in my business? But it's like, oh, I feel so, they're probably guilty about something else. They're like, oh, I should have sent her a friend request, and now I'm like, sitting here. So always think of it that we are all probably going through the same thing. We're just going through it from our side. We're going at, oh, I'm the business owner. She probably thinks I'm just trying to sell her something. That's what we're thinking, even if it's not the case. Like, obviously we want them to be a returning client and all of this, but one thing for me is I don't want to just sell an extra, an extra product or an extra kit if it's not something where genuinely there's a relationship there, and it's not a one-time purchase. It's a long-term relationship where obviously in a business it's a mutually beneficial. This is like, the obvious, but I feel like there's so much more. We're in business, and obviously there has to be the sales, there has to be the business growth and all of these other things and the conversions. But all of that for long term will not bring us happiness if there's not something deeper behind it. So the obvious is always there, but then
Yeah.
why not, if we're already spending so much of our life on this, give it so much more purpose and meaning for ourselves, and everybody around us and our clients will know it, and they will feel it as well. So did I answer the questions? I see there was comments here, which
Yeah, so I think the moral is, of what you're just saying is like if it feels right for you
yeah,
to genuinely, send a follow or a request, then follow that,
yeah,
follow that. I mean, I remember following you, Kelly, when you were going through your big news, and I felt, part of your story and your new, happening in your life and stuff like that. So, if it feels right, then do it and send the request. And if it doesn't, follow that instinct, um, but I think that's really the moral of
Yeah.
what you were getting to.
Always, 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 always be true to you. You know, there's advice, but not every piece of advice needs to be implemented. And maybe some things that I do, or some things that I you know, recommend, maybe you're like, you know what, that would absolutely not work with my business structure. But if it's even one thing, that one thing can make a very big difference for you. So not everything is under, you know, workable for everybody, but
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, the next point on consultation forms and
Yeah, so
that's
this is something that I advise to all of our, you know, Nature Pure family spa partners. This is really great when we you know, whether it's first session or follow-up session, when we do a very thorough consultation. Of course, we record it in our notes and for our record, but I find that it's a really powerful thing to allow for your clients to have something besides for the facial, but something that they can take additional value. So have a form. I mean, if you guys need, I have forms that we have for Nature Pure, but you would write down your, just very brief, not obviously not as in depth as the notes that you take for yourself, but what is the client's skin concerns, what's going on with their skin, because a lot of times just a regular consumer, they don't know what's going on with their skin. So just so they have a better idea, actually on paper, this is the skin concern. And then we have a whole consultation form. You write out their entire home care regimen and you give it to them. It doesn't mean maybe they'll purchase one product, maybe they'll purchase two products, but they take it home with them, and you know, they feel good. Their skin looks amazing post service, and they'll refer to the form and say, oh, you know, maybe I want to add this to the regimen. So not only is it that they have something to take with them where they feel like they got a full thorough consultation here on paper to take with them, but also it becomes a marketing technique or tool for you as well. When they, you know, start seeing the result, you already have kind of the vehicle out there. They know what they need to get to add on to their home care regimen. And of course, home care is the biggest revenue driver for any of the for the business. So
yeah. I used to do I had like prescription pads that had the logo on it, and there was like a carbon copy. So I automatically, I know we're all going digital now, so it's a little tricky, but I would take that prescription, so I always knew what I advised for that client to go home with, but they also had that copy. So
right.
now they're looking at it. So that's another thing too, that you can, you know, just another tool that you can use. For sure. Okay. And then the last one, or I think you had more, but create safe space.
Yes. So this again goes back to, I guess, really, really, we kind of spoke about it before, but taking complete and total responsibility for whatever it is that we have going on. So it is really, really important to be aware of not just what mood our clients walk in with, but what kind of mood are we in? You know, whether it's something personally, whether it's something from a business side, you know, I think they're equally stressful. I know that word stress can be controversial, but that's what we will call it. But if you feel that you're really, really stressed, have some kind of method to reset yourself before you come out to the client, because sometimes you'll feel like, you know, I don't know if the client was as excited or happy as they normally are, and you don't know why. And more than likely, it was probably your own energy that kind of, maybe everything was perfect or maybe not. But whatever's going on in that moment, it's in your head from whatever's going on for you. So whatever technique it is, whether it's to go outside, take a walk, whatever it is, be very, very aware of your energy. And another thing that I wanted to mention, which we are not our clients' therapists, but we kind of are. And it's a really challenging thing where our clients, you want them to leave just so happy and they can't wait for coming back. Like your space, it's like their sanctuary, it's their zen zone. They come there, it's like their the escape from the outside world. And with that comes maybe the, you know, I had somebody the other day, she has things going on personally, and it's not that, I don't look at it that I'm a dumping ground for her. I looked at it, she needs to get it off. She needed to get all of this off her chest. So it's really important that I can kind of be that safe space without taking it in. So it comes with practice, kind of visualizing just like this safe energy space where you let them release and relieve, and you can give without necessarily taking back any of whatever it is that they need to get off their chest. So whether it's you know, I find aromas, candles. I'm a big, you know, I like for candles, the smells, they help me recenter, whether it's the lighting, whether it's just like, this is a little crazy sometimes, but whether it's just like screaming or singing or like rubbing your hands like this and generating some, whatever it is, but like just some kind of release that allows for you to interrupt whatever's going on. Because for many years, I had difficulty. I remember even when I would teach classes amongst groups of people, where sometimes my classes, which I'm so grateful for, but I would have classes over 100 people and I would be sick for a week. I would literally be ill. And then I started wearing color contacts. I'm like, I'm gonna barricade myself from the energy so I can give. And then I realized all of these things are great techniques, but at the end of the day, the most powerful one is have certain things that you can do that allow for you to reset and take control of your own energy. So but you know, you want to be that space for them, and don't look at it like, oh, they're unloading. Everybody has things going on. Each and every single one of us has something going on. But what is really, really important is that we can take responsibility for whatever's going on for us, for it to I don't want to say stay within us, but so that we are always a source of a positive space for our clients and for anybody that we encounter. I always tell my staff, I'm like, I tell them, ladies, if you ever see me kind of being a little bit, you know, I'm not as, you know, talkative, I probably am just resetting myself. Please don't take it personally, because I would never ever want to be a source of like just heavy energy. So if I need to reset, you know, it's not anything except for just me not talking for that reason. Better really, close my mouth than to spread something that I don't want.
I love it. We just recently taught a class on how to, you know, ground yourself as an esthetician, because we're like in people's spaces too, you know, and to cut cords in between each client, and the grounding exercise that we kind of did before we started. So really, you know, doing things to cut cords and in between each client, so you have a nice fresh start with each client, is really a beautiful practice. And grounding yourself, and it could be breathing. Like you could YouTube how to ground yourself. There's Eastern videos out there. They practice it in India in schools for children, and it's just beautiful. And I think we do need help. I think energetically we are seeing clients and we are in their faces. So, we, you know, it's just part of that self-care and that resetting. So thank you.
Yes, sir. My phone's ringing. but yeah, it's really, really important. But I feel like it all starts from us. Everything, whatever is our weakest area, that will be the weakest area in everything else. Everything. You know, so
totally. Well, we have 15 minutes left. I'd love to see if there's any questions. Actually, Victoria, you have kind of like a special that you have for our viewers today for your products. Has anybody ever heard of Nature Pure Clinical Skincare? Because I'm just going to put some of my favorites. I have to. I had them here because, oh my gosh, this. I'm sorry, but you know, when you love something, that's her oxygen mask. There's a couple more here, but I want you to kind of share what kind of a special you have for our today?
For anybody, by the way, for anybody who would love to learn more, I would love to, send you more information and just a few words on that. The company is almost 25 years, and it started as a family business, and my father and I do formulate everything together. That's probably another thing that made it so deeply personal, but we put so much love into everything. We use certified organic and natural ingredients, but all with modern day scientific research, and we have a patent, which was created by my father and another brilliant mind scientist. So there's a lot of science that goes into it. But besides everything else, there's kind of ancient old remedies and a lot of love. But we are certified animal cruelty free. There's no artificial coloring or fragrance in anything. And we do offer solutions for all skin concerns and skin types. It works beautifully to incorporate into any of your existing protocols, depending on what you want to do, or if you kind of are just starting up, we do have solutions for everything. So you can either integrate or, anyway, we have our best sellers bundle that I'll show you. It's some of our brand's favorites, which is versatile among skin types. And let me do.
Let's see. Does anybody do they use Nature Pure Clinical Skincare? Because I'm a newer fan, I have to be honest. I'm a newer fan, and I'm impressed.
It says that the screen sharing is disabled.
Oh, well, how rude of me not to. I just need to make you a co-host.
Okay, it's just one image. I have also tons of before and afters if you guys are interested in those.
Yeah.
I can show you some of that, but let me show you the little
look at
bundle.
my skin. It looks good.
It looks beautiful.
I'm happy.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Let's see. Yep.
Oh, okay, perfect. So yeah, I'll give credit. My amazing assistant put this gorgeous image together, but yes, I'm very, very lucky. But anyway, going back to the bundle. These are just some of our overall brand favorites, best-selling products. They fly off the shelf for retail, and these are some of the formulas that are pretty versatile for skin types. So the Dead Sea Salt Crystal Peel, you literally, it comes out as a liquidy gel. You massage it on dry skin, and the crystals connect with the dead skin cells, and you literally start to roll the dead skin cells off the surface of the skin, which is really cool. The skin immediately looks brighter, it's smoother, it's even beneficial in post stretch mark repair. It's
wow.
For facial, well, it was formulated for the facial room, but for facials, but then we started to test it out in the body, and there's protocols for that. There's protocols for everything. It depends if you want to just add on one booster to your protocol, or add one or two things to your retail, or if you want to go with the whole treatment. The protocols are phenomenal. I literally perfected to the T, so that I always know what kind of result you will get with the protocol. But even without a full protocol, they can work as boosters either in your treatment room or to kind of pump up your retail sales. The blackcurrant C serum, it's pure concentrated vitamin C serum. You see the little white globules. It's non-oxidized vitamin C, so you can get its highest concentration. And then the color, it's actually from the black currant berries, because there is no coloring or artificial coloring or fragrance in anything. There's grapeseed oil in there, resveratrol, I love that serum, and that one is another serum that works well with a wide range of skin types. The Stem Cell Eye Complex is one of our best-selling eye products for age prevention. There's the apple-derived stem cells in there, acai berry, there's resveratrol in there, our signature Hippophi berry, which was that's a whole other story, but that was the first, we were the first to introduce Tabak to the skincare industry, professional skincare industry from Eastern Europe. So then the Instant Energizer Oxygen Mask. This is just a phenomenal formula. It works, you literally, it feels like a tickle on the skin. It pulls the toxins from the skin. It infuses oxygen into the skin cells. There's papaya in there to smooth skin texture, organic hemp seed oil, anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, and then there's mulberry and licorice extracts in there that are natural skin brighteners. So the results are immediate, and if somebody's just starting out, for treatment room, you can enhance any treatment protocol with this. It feels amazing. You would incorporate it after you do extraction. You put it on, it takes about 3 minutes to work, then you can put like a little gauze, do high frequency over it, take it off, and then put on another setting mask, for example. Or you can do it after an enzymatic peel. So it, depending on what protocol you're doing, it works beautifully in the treatment for any skin type. The Lipify, I love this. This is rich with the Hippophaia berry. It's an anti-aging lip conditioner, great for men, for women, really nice, also great for everyone. And then the Hydravita Skin Restoring Gel, I love it. It's a lightweight, hydrating, anti-aging gel. If somebody's on the oilier side, you use it just as a standalone moisturizer. If somebody's on the drier side, they can use it as a serum. It has hyaluronic acid, sodium PCA. It has mucopolysaccharides, which I love. They're just moisturizing and hydrating. Shiitake mushroom. I get into ingredients a lot, so I'm getting carried away. But anyway, this is our best-selling products in the bundle. It's $145, and with the webinar special for this bundle, it includes it's free shipping on the bundle, and then we'll include some additional travel sizes as a gift in the shipment for you to play around with as well, which is, you know.
Wonderful.
So,
that's wonderful.
And then, tell me, Maxine, should we answer any questions? Should I show some before and afters? I couldn't
does
see the
anybody
chat.
have any questions? There's nothing in the chat yet, but does anybody have any questions that you'd like to pick Victoria's brain? She is a chemist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love that. I love your background. I mean, I think that there's just a lot of products out there, and I just love the heart and soul in them. But I mean, you gave me samples at a show, and I ordered. I was like, okay, this girl is onto something here with the formulations. And, you know, and we as estheticians, we just come across so many products. It's like, how do you decide, you know? So this is that's wonderful. Free shipping is always great. Those are some of my favorite. I'll have to get the vitamin C for sure. Mm-hmm. For myself.
That's part of my routine also. You know, and again, we all know, seasonally we switch around for ourselves, we switch around for clients, but I have a few things that I have, you know, difficulty letting go of between seasons.
I think everyone should be on vitamin C. That's just, you know, me talking as an esthetician. I mean, unless you have, you know, reactive skin to vitamin C's, but yeah, for aging, for acne, you know.
Maxine, should I show some before and afters, or should I turn off the screen share?
Do you guys want to see any before and afters of Victoria's products? Why don't we show one?
Okay, so.
And then we can wrap it up. We have 5 minutes, so we can just stay within the hour.
So this is a before and after of our holistic clinical acne treatment, and all of this is just after the one session. So all of the products have anti-aging ingredients, brightening ingredients. So I'll just go quickly through a bunch. This was a younger client, so this was my case study. My award-winning case study. This was amazing. Wow. This was a woman with 3 kids, works with autistic children. This was so rewarding, very rewarding experience. Wow. So this was her before and after. This is right after the treatment, incorporating different things. Our resveratrol collection, which is, I mean, all of the... Wow. There's so many ingredients and everything at work. This is Jenny from Lip Gloss and Aftershave. This was also after the one session.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you offer like really awesome, I'm sure you do, education? Because I think you're putting together a
Yes.
training center.
Yes, so we relocated, this is actually before and after our Cannabis Skin Awakening facial, but we
Wow.
do training right on site in our new home in Staten Island, New York, and then I'm constantly adding more videos to the Nature Pure Labs YouTube channel. So this way, you know, if there's something new, whether I'm talking about an ingredient, whether it's a new treatment demo, you can see that on our YouTube channel as well. This was my other award-winning.
Wow. Okay, what's the time frame on all of these? Because I don't know if anyone else is wondering that, but I am.
So this was 8 weeks, but and my other award-winning case study was 8 weeks. Everything else is immediately before treatment, right after treatment, before and after. So,
I like your price points too, Victoria, I have to say.
I'm gonna close the share screen, right? Ooh,
Okay, well,
how do I?
Yep, just stop sharing.
Wait.
Here, I'll help you.
Okay, got it.
There we go. It takes a village sometimes with technology, but wow, are those before and afters on your website?
Some of them.
Okay, because hello, I mean, and we as estheticians also in our practice need to be really, because social media is really weird with sharing the before and afters, but you can certainly showcase your before and afters on your website, but those are very impressive, really impressive, and that's just with products, right?
Yeah. Only products. Everything integrates really well with whatever equipment you have, whatever you're working with. But whenever, you know, I first like to know, okay, this is what this will do. So now let's see, are you going to go with, you know, do you want to just do this, or do you want to see how it can work with what you were already kind of
right? You're using My Skin Buddy, or, you know, of course. Okay, wonderful. Well, if there's any closing questions, if not, then we'll go ahead and wrap up today's webinar. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I have some takeaways for sure. Number one, making sure your clients have access to you, or at least they feel like they have access to you. The big one with the phone takeaway for today was doing either a voice recorded text message to your clients so they can hear the influx in your voice or your tone. Or better yet, I love Victoria's add-on to that is sending a little video clip to your client. That was a great takeaway. I love number 3 of the habit of whoever setting aside 5-10 minutes, and whoever pops into your mind, authentically, genuinely, send them a little love, send them a little note, text message, phone call, whatever. I love that. I love use social media to your advantage. Pay attention to your clients. Be interested in your clients' lives. That was really great. So those are the ones that stood out to me. Let's see. Create the safe space, being very mindful of your own energy. You know, did you have a bad day that day? Do you need to like recenter yourself? Do you need to ground yourself? Even grounding and cutting cords in between each client so you can be fresh and wonderful for each client. Those are really incredible takeaways of how to better connect with your client on a deeper level that will ultimately affect your business, your bottom line, everything. So thank you so much, Victoria. I can't wait. Oh, and the most important, I can't believe I didn't announce this in the beginning, my bad, is that Victoria is one of our fabulous speakers at the summit. And if you are coming to the Beauty Business Summit this October 6th and 7th in St. Pete Beach, you will get to meet Victoria and spend time for 2 days. I can't wait. And listen to Victoria's topic and meet all the other speakers as well. So I can't wait to see you again in October. And if you haven't gotten a ticket, by the way, there's only 9 seats left. If you're listening to the recording, it could be less by then, but 9 seats, we literally don't have room, Victoria. we ran out of space. So I know a lot of people like use the marketing tactic of, oh, limited space. No, we really can't physically fit anymore. We've outgrown this room.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to see you. And thank you so much. Thank you, Liliana, and thank you for everyone that participated
And thank you
today.
so much, guys, for joining us. And I hope there was at least one.
Good takeaway. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye
Bye.
for now.
Mhm.